Hi friends, I'm Prairie Vintage. My name's Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube. I use spirits, my intuition, and the tarot to communicate energies to you guys. Today's reading, we'll be looking at an immediate message from spirit. So this is an important message. It is a timeless reading, although this message is timely. So you're meant to hear this message today. We will pull the three options for the three cards, for the three picks, and I will pull three charms as well. And so I do ask, if you are intuitively called to a pile, that you select it from the description box and in the pinned comment below. It'll take you directly to your pick. So we have option 1, option 2, and option 3. I will flip these over and we will pull the charms. But if you are called to the back side of any one of these cards immediately, then feel free to go directly to your pick. All right, so option 1. We have blessings to begin with number 25. Or the number 7. Option 2, we have safe to fall, number 10. Or the number 1. Beautiful. That's a red coming through. 1 and 2 might have connected energies. We also have number 20, tender trust, beloved body. For option 3. All right, I'll pull the charms and then I will leave the video up for a bit. So take your time in selecting whichever pile. But for pile 1, let's pull a charm. Pile 1, spirits. We have the key. Oh my goodness. Beautiful skeleton key. We will put that right here. Option number 2, your charm is a key as well. Oh my goodness. I was feeling some connected energy. This one has a heart on the top. So another key. Put that right there. No, it doesn't feel right. Maybe I'll put that right up there. All right. For option 3, your charm is this snake, this serpent. I don't know if you guys can see that. Windy snake. Okay, so these are the 3 options. I'm going to move the charms. And I'm going to center these a little bit better. Just like this. So feel free to take your time here, okay? 1, 2, 3, and use your intuition. What you will see, feel, or hear that pulls you in towards whichever pile, and then in that pile, use your intuition to confirm whether the message is resonating or not. All right, I will see you at your pick. Hello, my beautiful pile 1. You pick card 25, blessing to begin, and this key charm. So beautiful energy coming through here. I feel like there's been a period here of pause or stagnation, or even a buildup, or maybe an anticipation of something that hasn't quite manifested yet. So I do feel this immediate message that we ask Spirit for. Spirit's wanting you to know about something that is about to unfold, that is very magical and beautiful in your life. So if you've been trying to put something together or roll something out or accomplish something and you haven't seen any results, that this is a promise that what you've been doing is actually the right thing, that you've been working towards something that is going to be a blessing. And I do feel like with this key talking about solutions, answers, opening up opportunities and new doors, that this is something that maybe you have not yet experience, or maybe there's something more that you're going to understand about this situation that opens the door or that allows things to get moving if things have been stuck or stagnant. So let's see what this is all about. We'll put that there, and let's reveal your oracle cards. I've not looked at these. All right, I just shuffled them. So we asked spirits for an immediate message. What are you needing to hear right now? And this is what we have. So please use your intuition, what you will see, feel, or hear, to determine whether or not this is the message for you. So we have a sensitive, introspective phase with Moon in Cancer, number 16, or the number 7, with belonging. Wow, belonging, okay. We have cordyceps with essence, number 7. This was also number 7. 7 is the chariot in the tarot, which is all about finding balance and moving forward. Sometimes the chariot is when the universe kind of gets involved in order to help allow us to have progress where things might be stuck. 7th house is also about relationships, contracts, marriage, business partners. So let's keep going. We have card 43 with the Sovereign. That's this card right here. This is the Intuitive Oracle. So you're supposed to look at the picture and then whatever kind of comes to you intuitively. We have, what's that called? Sequin parrot. Very glittery, shiny parrot. And it looks like, I don't know, like a princess with butterfly wings, or a maiden with butterfly wings here. And a very long belt. It says, the Sovereign, affirmation, I am my authentic self and no one has dominion over me. Wow. Very powerful. Let's put that over here. We have milk and butter, number 25, coming out again. So 25, 25. You guys might be seeing that, or you might be seeing 7, 7, 7, because we've got 3 7s. Like the salt off one's flesh, I am the giver. I am your eternal. Oh my goodness. This is very powerful, and we even have essence here. I am the giver. I am the eternal. I am my authentic self. Okay, we have Divine Masculine, Electric Active Power, card number 8. Wow. A very empowered energy here. So making something happen. We have card 6, 6, 7, 8. Angelic assistance, divine guidance, and loving support. And look at this angel also with the wings. It reminds me of this card over here. So her hands are open. Okay. Angelic assistance, divine guidance, and loving support. Number 6. We have 7th house with relationship. We were talking about the 7th house earlier. Card 45. Or number 9. 9 is the Hermit in the tarot, which is Virgo energy coming through. We have 55, or the number 10, with transits and climate. Okay, we have the Miriam with sacred vision. Choose to forgive in order to heal. See the light in all. Remember that love has no boundaries. And we have beautiful lilies, which is all about finding peace. And we have 2 twins here. The Miriam with sacred vision. We have Toad. All these tadpoles in the water. We have forgive. Interesting. Choose to forgive in order to heal. We have forgive right here. I'm feeling a fish from this, although it is very abstract. It's kind of reminding me of fish. And we have kind of tadpole energy here. I feel heavy Pisces energy coming through. Could be confirmation for somebody. We have take the time. Or just Pisces energy, which is all about feelings and love. And Cancer energy, same thing. Okay, Earth. Learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. Very powerful. We have growth with 23. Another, I don't know, did we have 5 somewhere? I thought we had 5. Maybe not. We have growth with the number 23 or the number 5. I'll put this here. I don't know how much space we have for all these, but I do intend to get them out. 24 with authentic expression. Interesting. I am my authentic self. No one has dominion over me. I am the giver. I am your eternal. Be true to who you really are, and your life will change in the most amazing ways. Or the number 6, authentic self-expression. And then we have Dragon's Hoard with protecting the future, number 12, or the number 3. And look, we have 2 keys here. We have key in the second option. You might want to go check that out. I have not recorded it yet, so I don't know what it's about, but I am feeling 1 and 2 might certainly be connected here from the energy I'm picking up. But we have the 2 keys, and this key is identical to the key that we picked for pile 2 with the heart. Okay, this looks exactly like pile 2's key. Interesting. Dragon's Hoard. Okay. Thank you, Spirit, for that message. I'm going to put that here. I know it might be cut off. Change. You're being asked to change a part of yourself that no longer feels like the person you've become or are becoming. Change isn't always easy, but letting go of this outdated part of yourself will allow you to align with your true self. And we have Moon. The nurturing of feelings caused by and reactions. This is what I was talking about when I was feeling Pisces and also Cancer energy. Okay, with the Moon, it's all about feelings, reactions. Moon energy is also divine feminine. It's receptive energy. It is our subconscious. It could be fear. It could be illusions, although I'm feeling more this is subconscious and feelings than anything else. Okay, so your message is quite clear, although I did not pick a tarot pack. Let me pull this out in case I need it. We'll use these if we need tarot for clarifiers. I'll put aside here, but yeah, your message is coming through clear, but let me just tap into this a little bit and see what I see here. So if this isn't your direct energy, it could be energy around you, okay? But I will read this as your energy. So I do feel like there's an energy here of a big desire based on a deep feeling of wanting something to transpire or to make something happen or to be in line with an authentic expression of yourself, like having an understanding and a feeling of something, but then the outside world maybe not lining up to it, meaning I know what I feel, what I want, but I'm having a very difficult time manifesting or being in line with the truth. And I don't know why it's been difficult here. It could be an internal thing, like a struggle to, I don't know, like stand in a truth, a struggle to make something happen here, because maybe there was a need to overcome something from within, I feel here with the forgive. Okay, so I feel like you're really trying to overcome or have been working to overcome something internal that was holding you back or not allowing you to act in truth. And so I feel like you have been asking for guidance from Spirit, from God, from your angels, from your ancestors. You have been involved in trying to I don't know, like make something happen here, but I feel as though it hasn't yet happened or has not been able to happen. And so what Spirit is really showing is that everything is lined up here, okay? Like with these transits, I feel like if you were waiting for perfect timing, or a timing just didn't seem right, or it never seemed like it was the right time, that all stars are lining up for everything to support you, for you to take the power, for you to stand up in truth, for you to face your feelings, for you to finally feel like you belong someplace, like you're not needing to be someone you're not. You're not needing to do something that you're not sort of feeling like it doesn't feel like it's your true self. Okay, like I feel like you've been struggling to reflect on the outside of yourself something you're feeling on the inside of yourself. And it might be around relationship, okay? And I can't help but see the twins here and their relationship. So potentially you've been stuck having to get into a connection here because maybe you felt like you were just didn't belong, or maybe you felt yeah, like there's something about relationship or connection here that you might have felt like you weren't jiving with. Maybe you were misunderstood. Maybe you felt like you couldn't connect. Maybe you felt like you couldn't be yourself. Maybe you felt like it didn't feel like it aligned up with you. So I feel like there's been a lot of working on self, letting go of unnecessary sort of beliefs, maybe reviewing your own sort of position, your own sort of I don't know, like I just feel like there's been a lot of shedding of stuff here that might have been holding you back in some way. So interesting with the shedding, we do have the snake in pile number 3. So it's all about shedding and healing. It could be your energy, or this energy I'm reading further in pile 3. Okay, but I feel like there's been a lot of fear, or at least uncovering certain feelings that have been buried in your subconscious, and maybe always feeling kind of not accepted, okay, for who you are. And so I feel like you have been really wanting to progress with something here, and I feel like what Spirit is showing is a progression here because of all the work you've been doing, and that things are lining up in perfect timing, and that you are being assisted here, that your prayers have been answered, that you are moving towards lining up your outside world to reflect what you're feeling on the inside. And so this might be big change for you, because I feel like you've had to make a whole bunch of change, maybe in dropping things that I feel like might have not have supported your vision of a future. So there's been a lot of growth, a lot of self-growth, and I feel like there's something here that's very natural. I feel like there's something here that feels very part of you. I am getting something about timing, like I said, like things lining up or having to have been lined up, and also with the take the time. I feel like maybe you felt, I don't know, like maybe you felt like you were taking too long, or maybe you weren't quite sure if you were, if the timing was right, or I just feel like there has been a lot of time invested here, and maybe you were starting to question whether you would ever have the ability to align a truth here with what you were wanting to see reflective on the outside, or happening in your life, or moving forward with something here. So divine masculine energy, okay, could certainly be your energy. And this is where we empower ourselves, where we take action, where we make something happen. And I feel like at some point, maybe potentially, you might have been not sure how to act because there was a disconnect from maybe knowing what you were supposed to do, or feeling out of your element, or feeling like you weren't tapped into a true version or expression of yourself. Maybe there were things deep in your subconscious. There's the twins again, okay? So some of you guys might even be resonating with meeting your twin, like your twin flame, with the relationship here that might have pushed you outside of your comfort zone. Maybe there were a lot of things here in your subconscious that you're needing to review, that needed forgiveness, that needed your consideration to let go of in order to allow yourself to be receptive to love. See the light in all, and remember that love has no boundaries. And maybe you felt like you didn't belong to a relationship, or that no one would understand you. So I do feel like there is some aspect of connection and relationship here on an intimate level that has changed you, or that has allowed you to make positive changes in your life with this change and this growth. And so maybe you're seeing positive changes in your life due to you getting more aligned with some version of yourself that is more true and more connected to your authentic expression, but also strengthening relationship, which I feel might have been something that has not been always the case here. And milk and butter, I feel like this connection is really supporting you in some way to bring out the best in you in some way, okay? Making you feel like you belong, making you feel safe, making you feel like, I don't know, like you can be yourself, which I feel is the biggest one here. Like you can say, do, and be whatever you want, and it's empowering you. You're feeling more in control of yourself and the essence of who you are. I think things are changing, and like this says, things will change in the most amazing way. I think you're seeing this happen. So, and if you haven't seen things happen in this way, I think blessings are about to begin. So even if you've seen slight changes, I feel like what this message from Spirit is showing you blessings that are coming to you that you couldn't even possibly dream of. I feel there is big blessings here that complement you, okay, with this milk and butter. Someone, a connection here, I feel is complementing you and supporting you in the way that I feel like maybe you have not ever been able to be supported, or feel comfortable to allow yourself to be supported, or feel like you could work with. Lots coming through of tapping into emotions, feeling, receptive energy, divine feminine energy coming through, and also divine masculine. But I feel like this feels more like an energy that has not been able to be so receptive, that might have not have been able to allow themselves to forgive and open up to feelings, and also an energy maybe that wasn't feeling empowered. So someone who's developed their divine feminine, and someone who is working on developing their divine masculine and finding balance between the two. So this is a beautiful energy. I mean, if you already know this, I don't know what's new here, other than the fact that I feel there is amazing things coming. There's big change, and I think more an internal sort of way here on the way for you that will allow you to line up with some greater truth here for your future, for, I don't know, taking you, I guess, to some next level here of authentic expression. Let's ask spirits. I want to see. Spirits, thank you so much for this clear and concise message for pile number 1. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message. And thank you so much, pile 1, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. Spirit, can we see some more? Why is this message coming out? What is the immediate message here pile 1 needs to hear? Very similar cards. We have the Page of Spheres and the 6 of Wands. So Spheres is Pentacles. Page of Pentacles, 6 of Wands. We have the Death card, and I'm being called to read them all in the upright. Very similar cards here. The back side. the Two of Wands, the Hermit. Oh, and I just pulled this card. That's Virgo energy. And we have the Two of Pentacles. So two's all about options, decisions. It's also partnership. So I do feel the partnership coming through, okay? So confirming this is most likely about relationship here. And I feel like maybe things have been challenging, or at least kind of stuck in some way, or maybe there was a big decision that was needing to be made here with the Two of Wands, considering a path for the future. And with the Two of Wands, it's we've now considered the path. We now made the decision which path we want to lean in on. And sometimes the path we lean in on might be the difficult choice to make, because we can either choose the path of comfort, the path that we might have always chosen in order to stay in our comfort zone, or we might choose the path that puts us outside of our element but provides the most reward here. So I feel like there is something with the Page of Pentacles here, of an opportunity that maybe you have had your back to, maybe something you were not wanting to see, or were dismissing, or were avoiding, or not acknowledging, is what I feel here with your back turned. Okay, so Six of Wands, this is victory. This is being successful here, but I feel like this does talk about ego, because I do feel like potentially we've had to take a good look inside of ourselves, specifically because the Hermit here, and this is all about doing the inner work, going inside, reviewing maybe why we were turning our back on an opportunity. There goes my email confirming, turning our back on an opportunity that we could have been successful, where we could have won, where we could be triumphant. Okay, and sometimes we turn down opportunities because there's fear. Okay, there's fear and what if we are successful, fear in what if it does work out, right? There's a lot of fear like this because maybe there's some root energy that we had to deal with that feared if we were to get what we want, if we were to be successful, if we were to open ourselves up, what would this mean? So I see massive transformation here with the Death card. This is Scorpio energy. Death is all about spiritual change, revolution, transformation. This is where we discard old beliefs, old lifestyles, old systems that are holding us back in order to transform to the new. This is also giving me that snake energy I was saying for pile 3, making changes and letting go of what doesn't serve us. So I do feel like things have been topsy-turvy, and I do feel like maybe you haven't been prioritizing yourself as a valid option here, as an authentic person, worthy and deserving of connection, of finding and living in a true authentic expression of who you are, and connected to relationship that would allow the best parts of you to be expressed, supported. So I don't feel like you have completely yet gone down this path. I feel like you have decided something here. I feel like something has been pretty imbalanced. I feel like you have been either refusing or not wanting to see, but I feel like changes are happening regardless here. I feel like you feel a change. I feel like things are changing, and maybe you haven't really been actively involved in making said changes. And so with the Toad here, I feel like Spirit is saying that what you can do is areas that you have control over, okay, because you do have control over some areas of your life where we need to clean out the clutter. We need to do whatever healing we are capable of doing. We need to face whatever we can face in order to have significant growth and change, because Spirit can only do so much. And to take the time that we need to do the work, to go inwards, to really be honest with ourselves. Are we turning our back on an opportunity, and why would we do this unless there's more work that needs to be done? Okay, so I feel like the message here is a very positive message, but also highlighting to you maybe that, you know, there's an energy here of something you are capable and able to do that maybe you've been considering or sitting on. So let's just pull a final sort of message, because I do feel maybe there is more and I might be missing something. So spirits, what am I missing? Is there anything more pile 1 is needing to know with this message? We have the King of Pentacles, beautiful, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. So Virgo coming out twice. We have the High Priestess. So this is Cancer energy, which we have here. Some people read it as Pisces as well. So that was the energy I was definitely picking up. Pisces, Cancer, very strong. We had the Death, which is also Scorpio. So heavy water energy. We have the Page of Swords. Okay. What more, Spirit? What am I missing? Further clarity for pile 1, please. We have the Wheel of Fortune. We have the World. Oh my goodness, look at these two cards. Very, very similar. And finally, we have the Magician. Beautiful. Okay. Magician is more Virgo energy, also Gemini. Bottom of the deck, we have the Emperor, which is what we were picking up here with this Divine Masculine energy, Aries energy, empowerment. Okay, Divine Masculine. So I feel a very strong Divine Masculine energy that might have been kind of a little out of whack, needing balance, okay? Feminine and masculine energies, needing to be receptive, needing to understand feelings, emotions, authentic expression. The fact that we have the Sovereign, maybe you've been living kind of more a solo type lifestyle here, maybe feeling excluded, maybe not knowing how to belong to the world here, or how to belong to connection, or how to be authentic in your expression within connection. So it's been very challenging here, and maybe this has been something you have been unable to play a role of. I mean, the King of Pentacles here is father energy. This is the most committed, dedicated, solid, stable energy. This is also long-term future here with protecting the future. So I do feel there is something very solid about you, and maybe you have not been able to commit yourself to sort of a long-term, I don't know, vision of maybe what you saw for yourself here. Okay, so I do feel like you're in some situation here that is very, very fated with the Wheel of Fortune. This is something that you're destined to experience. Okay, and sometimes we get in connections that are meant to show us certain parts of ourselves that we're needing to experience. So I feel like there is, you know, your intuition knowing maybe what is right, what you're supposed to be doing, tapping into your feminine energy with this High Priestess. You know, your subconscious, again, coming through with we were seeing the Moon here. And with Cancer, feelings, like this is all subconscious stuff that's, I mean, Divine Masculines aren't always totally in tune with unless they are very balanced. So I feel like there has been a lot of inner reflection, inner work, and possibly even dreams or knowing here of a greater truth, a greater understanding of maybe who you truly are, this essence of life, this spiritual self that hides beneath the physical self, okay? And so I feel like you are concluding some cycle here in your life, and this is a successful conclusion of something, because we're seeing death, which is, you know, ridding of the old that no longer suits you. So I feel like whatever sort of structure world you were in, it might have served a purpose here, but with the world, it's like we've graduated to another level, maybe another level of understanding, another level of being in tune with our feelings of what we're supposed to be doing here. And I feel like your understanding with this Page of Swords, the beginning, to understand the power you actually have, the power you have to manifest what you want, the power you have here to make things happen, that through your dreams and your thoughts and your feelings, you can create your own sort of future. Okay, with the Magician, this is all about the power in your hands to create what you want, to manifest what you want. And maybe because the Magician could also be a trickster energy, you could have been in an energy here of maybe now fully understanding that when things weren't happening and or aligning up with what you wanted, it was stemming from something within you. that it wasn't the world either punishing you or that you didn't belong, so you deserve to be unhappy in some way, or that you weren't capable of expressing love or enjoying love or being authentic. It was that you didn't know where to tap into yourself in order to understand the power you actually have here to manifest your future and what you have in front of you. So we can either manifest more tricks, we can manifest more rejection, we can manifest more, negative stuff, or we can manifest healing, we can manifest being authentic, we can manifest experiences here that support our true authentic being and allow us to see a future here where we could be solid and not questioning. Okay, so I feel this Page of Swords is the beginning stages of really asking a lot of questions and understanding. So I feel like you're gaining a new wisdom, a new understanding, and I was feeling this from this, which was there was more information potentially you were needing, and I do feel like there's some major piece that's still coming in that's going to solidify something for you. Okay, and I feel like things are turning in this direction, and in order for you to finally close a chapter here, that I feel like you're in a transition period right now that maybe you haven't yet fully closed this out. Okay, but I do feel like something is hidden with the High Priestess in way of knowledge that hasn't come to you just yet, and I feel it is coming, and I feel like you are manifesting something here. Okay, and with the Emperor, it's like you being empowered, you taking charge, you coming into a divine masculine energy here that is very balanced, because the Emperor is somebody who does what's right, somebody who is not afraid to see a long-term vision, to commit themselves to something that is solid and stable, and stand up to do the best thing for himself because he has self-love. Okay, the Knight of Swords. Yeah, there's some sort of information here. Okay, so Spirit is saying, remember we were seeing the Two of Wands and the Two of Pentacles, and I said I still feel like you still haven't pulled you made a decision, but I don't think you walked down that path, or like you're on the verge of kind of going down a path of a decision. I feel like you haven't communicated your true authentic expression yet. I feel like you're about to take action here to communicate a truth here, okay, with this Knight of Swords. This is someone who stands in their truth, expresses the truth. Okay, no matter how much pain it might be to express a truth. And same with this Page of Swords. This is communication. Page is all about communication. Magician's all about communication. Okay, so something is hidden, and I think something's hidden because you have not yet been able to express yourself. Take the power to express yourself when it comes to how you're authentically feeling. Okay, what you've been feeling here. So I feel like this is what the missing piece is that's going to open the door. And it opens the door to a liberation, really, a peace. It opens the door here to finding a balance. It opens the door here to this sacred vision of what you feel right now could be yours, what you see as a future potential that has not yet maybe manifested fully, because we have not yet expressed ourselves with this authentic expression. Okay, we have not had that ability to finally communicate some truth that allows us to have this growth in this direction, to put something behind us, to allow things to flow as they should. So maybe you have been taking your time. Maybe you've been working on trying to forgive parts of yourself, or maybe parts of what's happened to you maybe in the past, or allow yourself to understand that whatever has been in the subconscious mind and experience is nothing that you need to reject or not look at or deny. Okay, and I feel like maybe you know this. So this is very, 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 very powerful message here. Let me just get final words then. Okay, so I feel like you're about to express something and take the power in expressing something that is aligned with your truth. And I think now is the time. Things are lining up exactly perfect for the timing here to come into some sort of union, some sort of partnership. Okay, and you are being guided by your angel team here. So I don't feel you are alone. If you feel like maybe you feel, I don't know, like this might be a challenge for you to step outside of your comfort zone, but this is where the true growth happens. So Spirit, clear and concise message for pile 1, this guidance, it's going to help pile 1, the viewer. What do they need to know here? What's this final words, guidance that's going to help them? Okay. The Six of Wands. You're going to be successful, okay? Now, this is always a reminder because, I mean, the ego is in this card. When I see Six of Wands, it sometimes represents ego to me. This is also about perception, how we're perceived by others, right? We might have a lot of concern how we come across. Maybe we have concern communicating a truth, that we might look or appear a certain way. We might appear novice because of the page we were seeing here. So we're not quite sure and we're kind of questioning how we might look. But Spirit is saying you are going to be successful. Acknowledge that this is coming from ego if we feel restrained, if we feel like we're not doing something, turning our back to something because of how we might appear, then we're not living in true authentic expression. Okay, to lean into it, to embrace it, that you will be successful. There is success to be had here. Okay, and the fact we were seeing Emperor and Divine Masculine, I still feel there might be some ego here that needs to stay in check. Okay, that might be making you feel like now's not the time, or like you are deflecting, or still not allowing yourself to express something true about yourself. So here we have the Three of Swords. This is the pain. Okay, and look, now it's facing forward. So I feel like you've been turning your back, okay, with all the backs turned that we saw, because facing forward is painful. This is what I feel with this Three of Swords. You feel like if you face forward to what you're having to face here, it could rip you in half. Like, this is probably the most painful Three of Swords I've seen. Like, this person's cut straight in half here by a sword, the sword of truth. And so it's like, if I'm honest, if I face some sort of truth and communicate some sort of truth, it almost like cuts you in half in some way. So maybe you've been sitting in a Two of Swords, indecisive, not moving, taking some time here to sit in consideration. But I feel like with all the twos we're seeing, it's like going back and forth, contemplation. Spirit is saying there's a need to face forward and to feel whatever you feel. Okay, as long as it is in truth. And maybe you feel like, I don't know, like a lie would break you. Some action here would break you. There's something outside of your control that might have happened in the past or that you're fearing. But I feel like I don't even know how to express what I'm feeling here, because there's a mixture of emotions I'm feeling here. Like right in the center here in the solar plexus, we have the moon. And I'm trying not to make this a long reading, but good luck with that. So in the solar plexus, the moon. Okay, so I feel like where there should be confidence, Emperor, Divine Masculine, and speaking an authentic truth, I feel like there's a wavering. There's sometimes turning our back on it, not wanting to see it, and maybe telling ourselves that we're not ready, or something else outside of maybe just saying, maybe I am just scared to face a truth because it hurts, because I've been hurt in the past, because facing something that I need to be honest with is fearful for me, because of the pain I felt that I might feel again. Okay, but it's stemming here, right in the solar plexus, which is where we should feel the confidence. This is what this card is. This is all about confidence. Standing in confidence. Okay, so I feel like this has been a big struggle, challenge for you. Okay, and it stemmed from a lot of pain here, and a need to heal, a need to look at our subconscious pains that might have been shoved down. And maybe we were hanging on to an untruth, because look at this sort of truth pointing down. And the untruth is I don't belong in connection, or I'm learning how to fit in because I don't know how. And so that's an untruth. We all know how. Connection is very natural. It is like this milk and butter. Okay, there's nothing to have to learn to do so much as to be. Okay, to be our authentic self, to allow ourselves to be. That's it. We don't need to be masters at anything. You don't need to learn to love. Love just happens. Okay, so I feel like there's some untruth you might have been hanging on to that was keeping the pain alive. Either I cannot be myself, or I need to be some free sovereign being here. That connection would limit me, or that now isn't the time for me, or I don't belong in connection, or I'm just going to, I don't know, be in some energy here. Okay, so I feel like some truth you're embracing here, but you're needing to express something. And I feel like what you need to do, okay, and you can do what you want, but what I'm feeling here from Spirit is face forward and have a communication and act in truth. Because right now I feel like how you're acting is not in line with your authentic self. What you're saying is not in line with what you're feeling. What you're doing is not in line with what you want to say and what you want to feel, or how you feel, I should say. So I think your feelings are one way and your actions are another. Okay, and I feel your communication is not reflective of what's going on in the inside. So we're needing to find the outside matching the inside, and that takes us being very honest and stepping forward and risking being vulnerable, risking maybe experiencing pain. Although I don't feel like you communicating something would cause pain. I think it would cause liberation. It'd cause peacefulness. This is where the true growth happens, okay? So we have Six of Pentacles. This is give and take. This is equal reciprocity. This is finding balance. Like I said, there's a need to find balance here. And I feel like maybe this is a situation you've been wanting to give to, okay? And I do feel it's been a little lopsided here because we have one hand that's very more imprinted than the other hand here. So I don't know, maybe it's been difficult to balance out a situation, give to a situation, or receive from a situation. Something's been very imbalanced. We have the Emperor coming out again, Aries energy, taking charge, finding the balance with the divine masculine, divine feminine energy. Okay, this is coming into a divine masculine energy of someone who is mature, someone who does the right thing, someone who lines up with their emotions, but is able to act and speak a truth. Because the Emperor does not shy away from what he needs to do or say, because it is very integral. It lines up with his feelings. Doesn't run from his feelings. Okay, Page of Swords coming out again. This is the communication. And so I feel like you've had a lot of questions, and I see this sort of truth in reverse again. So I feel like there was some untruth that you were needing to peel back the layers of. And I feel like once you understand the untruth that you have been telling yourself, you unlock some sort of piece of information here that you then can be honest with and say, I now see. I now have this piece of information that I wasn't seeing before that now allows me to step forward. That maybe I was being untruthful to myself, or maybe I wasn't reflective of my true authentic being because of some subconscious suppressed fear or some experience that hurt me, or a fear of being vulnerable and facing something here in case I do get hurt. So I stay in my comfort zone or in my non-action, or I turn my back to it and I don't take action. King of Pentacles coming out again. Okay, and you guys saw me shuffle. King of Pentacles, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. I feel your energies here, okay? I feel you are a father type energy, and you want a long-term, solid, committed future for yourself that is well-rooted, that isn't transient, that isn't, I don't know, that does you justice, that reflects your self-expression here. And I feel you are a very solid person here, okay? This is definitely father energy coming through. And I mean, you don't have to necessarily be a father, but a father energy here is someone who is very reliable, protective, does the right thing, finds order, speaks truth, isn't afraid, goes where you know, other people might be afraid to go, to find shadows and beasts, to face it with truths. Doesn't turn his back on what is scary. So that's what you're doing, and it's brave, and you're brave, and you've come a long way here. And I feel there is a lot of growth, and I feel with the world you're putting something behind you, and you could be putting behind you a part of your life here that was restricting you from connection. Okay, because of maybe a fear of getting very close to your true feelings, your true authentic expression of self, how you come out in love and in connection. So blessings about to begin, and they definitely are being handed to you here. It's absolutely beautiful, and I think you have a big role to play here, and I think you are going to be playing a role here, and you have a bigger role than you think. You have more power than you think. You are capable of expressing and showing and acting in a way that's aligned with the truth, rather than a way that is not aligned with the truth, where you might feel down on yourself, okay? Because what's the opposite of acting in truth is a coward energy, okay? As someone who is not doing what they're supposed to be doing here, okay? And I say supposed to be because I feel with the Wheel of Fortune, something you're fated to do here, something you're being called to do here is being put in front of you. And I feel you have been turning your back on whatever this is, but you're more than capable of winning at this, okay? So acknowledge ego, okay, with the Emperor and this Six of Wands. Ego here needs to be reviewed, because only when there's ego can we suffer some injustice. When we act out of a place of genuine love and true expression, there is no hurt, because we do what's integral, we do what's right. We cannot hurt when we act out of love and integral truth. Only when ego gets in the way, okay? So that's what I have. Sorry for the long message. I hope this helped you. That's your immediate message from Spirit, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye. Hello, my beautiful pile 2. You picked Safe to Fall, and this beautiful charm with this key with the heart, which I do feel this pile right away I felt was going to be connected to one in some way, some capacity, okay? Only if you're called to it, of course. But in pile 1, we saw in an oracle card this exact key, okay? Which I would have had no way of knowing here. That it would come up, but it was the exact key. So I do feel there is a tie, okay? A tie to 1, because 1 also got a key. And I just felt energetically before even pulling the charms that there was some connection, okay? So Safe to Fall and card 10. What are we asking Spirit? Well, I ask Spirit for an immediate message, what you're needing to hear right here, right now in this timeless message, although it is timely because you're intended to hear this when you click on it. What is it that Spirit's wanting to communicate? Okay, so I do hope you use your intuition, what you will see, feel, or hear to determine whether this is your message. This card specifically is a card about learning to trust the universe, learning to allow yourself to let go. Okay, not to force outcome, to understand when things are really not making any sense and we feel out of control, to allow the universe to fix it, to make control out of an uncontrollable situation for us, that we don't need to do anything except for be receptive and open to how things are unfolding, okay? So it's difficult, especially if we are doers, especially if we have desires and passions and we feel like maybe things are slipping between our fingers. We might feel the need to do something, but the harder we hang on to something, then the more it seems to slip between our fingers, okay? So the key is all about solutions. This is about opening up opportunities, and this is sometimes about, information that we might need or have that allows us to open the door to another chapter, okay? Or a piece of information that comes that allows us to then walk through the threshold into another sort of phase or experience. So yeah, I feel like there is an energy here of having to trust the universe, and maybe you feeling a little bit out of control or upside down, or things aren't going exactly as you wanted them to go in some way. So the inner wild child awakens with Moon in Aquarius. Card 23, or the number 5, Free Spirit. Beautiful. This kind of reminds me of a free spirit. Both the arms are open, allowing what is. Okay. We have Enoki with Align, number 8. Yeah, align. We want things to align, and sometimes we try to make things align, and sometimes things just get aligned by falling out of place. Okay, even the smallest little things that happen might be setting us up for big alignment here. So 17, or the number 8 again, 8. We have Ghost Mushroom with Shine. Align and shine. Okay, and then we have this oracle, this intuitive oracle card where we're supposed to use our intuition, what we will see, feel, or hear here that might intuit something for you. I don't know, this guy looks kind of cautious, or like he's trying to protect her in some way. What does it say? It says the Lovers, number 7. I attract love, abundance, success, happiness, and fulfillment. I don't know. He looks kind of like he's, this doesn't look like lovers to me. Okay, sure. Lovers, I attract love, abundance, success, happiness, and fulfillment. We have fertilizing with number 10. Food is not the only thing that nourishes you, dear one. Be mindful of what you feed your soul. We have death and rebirth. Oh my goodness. Number 19 or the number 10. Darkness to light. We have Capricorn energy with achieve. Number 10. 10, 10 coming out. So we have 8, 8, 10, 10. Capricorn. We have Mercury, which is Virgo energy, and Gemini energy. Number 20. Mercury with messages. We have Green Terra with Supreme Protection. I kind of felt protection from this here. You're protected. Cords are being cut. Move beyond limitation and trust. Okay. Ocean. Big tidal wave. And we have It Is Time. Interesting, because for pile 1 we got this card, which was Take the Time, and now we have It Is Time in your pile. That is interesting. Okay, I won't give away pile 1 just yet, if you're drawn to that, unless it's connected in some way, and I must bring it up. Okay, so I do feel there's something here, and it's like he's shouting, it's time. Okay, and then we have every breath can be a new beginning, death and rebirth. And look, we have a cat here, and then it looks like a child here, abstract. Okay, we have I remember, soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. Wow. I remember the fated life versus the destiny life. Soul plan. This is interesting. I might want to read this. I'm not quite sure what the difference would be by the fated life and the destiny life is all about. We have gifts with 21 or the number 3. Here we have a key, and this key looks very similar to the key we had in pile 2. And this is very, very, very synchronistic because in pile 1, because in pile 1 we had a key that looked exactly like your key. And now you have an oracle card that has pretty much the exact same key here, okay? At the top with the spirals here. It's a little shorter, but it looks identical to this key. And this is gifts. Okay. What do we have? We have 15 with core values. Follow your heart and make your values a priority. Wow. Very powerful. Okay. I don't know how much room we're going to need, but I do feel like I can shimmy these over. Core values. Number 6 is also the lovers. Okay, and we have the lovers here, although this is 7, but the lovers in the tarot is the number 6. So follow your heart and make your values a priority. We have 31 or the number 4. In the hand, the universe is your partner. Wow, this is safe to fall. 4th house is all about home, roots, family, self-care, emotions, foundations, mother, children, femininity. We have give. One of the best feelings we can experience is giving to others. When we do so, we feel lifted up and our lives improve greatly because of someone else's happiness. Think of one way you can give to another today. And we have Venus. Cherish, enjoy, charm, art, and beauty are the way too. Venus is the ruling planet of Taurus and Libra. Physical beauty is also the house of love. Love, 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 love. So I do feel 1 and 2 are connected, and this could be the opposite partner for pile 1. Okay, it's kind of how I feel here. But just take what resonates here, because I do feel this is about partnership. Okay. And for those of you guys who might not be feeling about the partnership here, like intimate partnership, then it is definitely about a relationship with another in some way. Okay. It could be business partner, work partner, or, but it is about connection here. And I do feel it is intimate connection. So let me read this I remember, because I do feel like there's something here that I want to validate or clarify with I remember. I remember. Okay, so it says, there was a moment before you were born when you chose the conditions of the life you're living right now, when you plotted out these exact moments along the lifetime of your life. We live in a world of free will, and therefore these moments become our destiny only through saying yes. The fated life is the one we were born into. The destiny life is the one our soul chooses. And it takes courage and faith. If you pull this card, it is because you're likely now face to face with the choice to follow the destiny life over the fated life, to trust the path your soul is calling you toward, and to remember that this moment was prearranged on your life's timeline. You may find yourself at a crossroads, at a moment when you're being called to make a decision to keep walking the perfectly laid out path before you, or choose the one less traveled. You may be facing a change of career, a new relationship, a difficult decision, or something else that requires courage and faith. You're being invited to remember that your soul's greater plan, and to surrender to it when you're confronted with a path that's undefined. It's normal for fear to rear its head. In fact, this is a certain sign that you're facing your soul's greater plan. Every hero or his or her life journey comes eye to eye with doubt. The only way around it is through it. It's all part of the larger plan. Starseed Soul Inquiry. What are you being called to do? Surrender to your soul's plan. Okay, so if it's not a connection relationship, because with the Lovers, it doesn't have to be people, although most times it is about a person, it is walking in our destined path here, okay? Like having to go where our soul is calling us. So I feel your soul is calling you. You're being pulled and called towards doing something here. And I feel it's been very, very, very challenging for you to allow things to happen, for you to trust in the universe, because when things don't feel right, or are happening in line with what you feel is right, you feel out of control. You feel like things are not lining up to take you to maybe what you intend on happening, and that somehow you're being held out of love or held back from being able to experience abundance, happiness, fulfillment in some way. I feel like you've been very wrapped up here in something that I feel you've been very committed to, dedicated to, persistent. You've been, I don't know, like I feel like there's something here you haven't given up on. But I also feel like maybe you're coming to a point right now of surrender in some way, okay, with the tens here. And it could just be, it's now morphing into something different. You're now entering a new energy here. And we have 10, 10, and the number 10. So endings. Okay, and I feel like there's an end of a phase here that's making you maybe doubt something or question something, that you're needing to now pull a sort of a trust here. That if something's coming to an end, it's to allow something much brighter to come in. Okay, so I feel like there's also something here about, with this fertilizing, like, I don't know, maybe you're telling yourself from your mind, you're creating the doubt, or maybe there's people around you creating doubt, or maybe you have too many things, ideas coming at you that's creating some sort of doubt. But Spirit is saying that what's happening right now is exactly what's supposed to be happening to align you to walk down the path of where you're supposed to be going here. Okay, because I feel like, I don't know, like what has happened kind of hit you like this tidal wave. I feel like you feel like at certain times you've been drowning in emotions, drowning in what's happening, and that you're needing to be protected. And maybe you've tried cutting cords from people or situations and said, I need to distance myself or remove myself or take control of something here because I don't like being overwhelmed. I don't like being drowned out. I don't like being pulled down by the ocean, only to find yourself being pulled back again, not being able to cut a cord or not being able to detach in some way. And what Spirit is saying is there is something here about you just trusting that what is unfolding in this way for you, okay? And to allow yourself to areas you can control, areas you can give to continue to give, to be persistent in your love and your feeding of energy towards what you know is right. And if things are aligned in a way that don't seem like they are suiting you, to allow and trust the universe to take the wheel, to steer you in a direction that is needing to happen here, okay? So I know it's difficult to do, but I feel like the universe is the one that has the wheel. The universe has control right now, and it makes you feel a little out of control. Like you don't have the power in your hand to do it. I feel the universe is the one that's doing this, and the universe is coming through very strong with this fated destiny, with this safe to fall, with this, the universe is your partner. It's like, trust that the universe is the one right now that's doing this, not you. That what you're doing is not going to change things so much as it's going to cause resistance and pain to you by not trusting and going with the flow of what's happening. So I feel like there is a new beginning around the corner for you, for sure. And where you've been suffering darkness and pain and maybe having to go through, I don't know, like upside down situations where everything's been dark, you're now going to be experiencing abundance, a gift from the universe. Okay, and I feel like you're being handed some key here to your future. And it might not feel like you are being handed a key to your future because everything's been opposite of it. So you're not seeing it right now. So the immediate message here from spirits is to tell you that there is a beautiful, abundant gift coming towards you, and to continue to follow your heart. And when this is to make your values a priority, do not second guess your values. Do not second guess what it is that you deserve here. You are full deserving of this, okay? So I feel like this is around love. And I feel like maybe it's a need to find a balance between what you're able to do and what you're not able to control, and kind of surrendering and not getting lost in what other people might tell you or what your mind might believe or what you might see with your eyes versus what you intuitively know or what spirit is doing in the back end here. And to remember, because with the core values here, and like I said, the lovers is all about choosing the path that might be a little more difficult, but it is in line with a greater truth and purpose. I feel like you're being called to remember who you are, what your true value and core value is as an individual here that lines up with this. Because sometimes we choose the easier path, the path that is more less ripples, okay, or it's more stagnant, but it provides a level of comfort, but it doesn't allow us to push ourselves because we know something truer, greater. Okay, we know that there's something here that we need to prioritize that is a greater purpose in our life, that has significant value, that would significantly change things, but we might be too, I don't know, too stubborn, too afraid, too much needing the control because we don't know if we can't control it, what would happen. So we stay safe, or we don't allow the universe to do what it needs to do. So we resist or fight against it, or we tell ourselves that we don't want it. So there's a need to accept something here. Let me pull some tarot because I do feel like this is a little all over the place, but spirits, for pile 2. What is this message? What am I missing? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 2. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message. And thank you so much, pile 2, for allowing me to tap into your energy and the energy around you at this time. I am truly blessed. So what are we missing, Spirit? What is this immediate message about for pile 2? Well, these cards are definitely stuck together. So we have the Devil. Yes. Capricorn energy, very strong, but devil is where we feel either stuck or bound to something, okay? And it's unhealthy ways of being. An unhealthy way of being could certainly be that we're listening maybe, or taking in something here, maybe our own thought. Maybe saying, oh, but I'm better off doing this, this, and this because it feels more safe, but this is devil energy. Because we're going against what we know intuitively we're supposed to do. Or we might feel very stuck, unable to move forward. Or we might be hanging on to some idea, vision obsessively when we should be a free spirit, opening our arms up to spirit and letting go and surrendering and saying what is going to happen for my greatest good here. Okay, but the devil is all about unhealthy ways of being, addictions, obsessions. And we have the Fool. Okay, so a need to, safe to fall, take the jump. Okay, we don't know where we're leaping to, but we take that leap anyway. By trusting the universe, we detach. We're not held back. The Fool is the opposite of the devil, okay? It has no chains. There's no real direction. It has no idea of outcome. It just takes that trusting leap. I feel like you're needing to hear that the universe is loyal to you. And you're also needing to hear that if you feel fear, Spirit is saying lean into what you fear right now. Lean into that. Do action towards that. Leap towards the unknown. Leap towards the fear. I feel there's heavy fear coming through here, okay? And the fear that you have is in letting go and allowing the universe to make an outcome here for you. The moon, yeah, look, exactly. Moon, that's us feeling fear, and then we get the moon. So we're not seeing everything clearly because sometimes we're not privy to seeing things clearly, or sometimes things are there for us to see, but we don't have the information that we need yet to see it as it is, because this is about seeing illusions, things for not what they are. But I feel like there is a fear here in trusting that the universe is unfolding in some way, that we can trust it, that we don't have to hang on to someone or something, that we can just take the leap. Okay, this is Pisces energy, and like I said, Capricorn energy. We have the sun, beautiful. This is Leo energy, divine masculine energy, very powerful with the sun. This is all about source. The universe is hijacking your reading here, okay? This is source coming through. Like, you are choosing your own sort of idea of what outcome is or what control can be, rather than trusting that source can do this, that you know more, or that you're capable of doing more here in your situation than source is. Okay, spirit, source, the universe. Spirit knows what's in your best interest here. Spirit knows what's going to make you happy here, what the best outcome here is for all involved. And so there's a need for you to detach from devil energies, trust source, spirit, to bring you the happiness that you deserve. But we have to let go, okay? We have to let go. This is also an ego card, so it could be an ego, therefore it causes a lot of fear. It keeps us in devil when we're in ego. So we have 5 of Cups. Okay, so 5 of Cups. This is regret, remorse, sadness, looking back on a situation here, and feeling sadness. So maybe you've experienced loss at some point. So therefore, now when we're in a situation, we hang on to something. But this is telling the universe, I lack something. Okay, when we hang on tight, we say, I lack something. And so we create more of the same loss. So I see the 2 of Cups here standing. And like I said, for a lot of you guys, this is connection. There's a need to trust that there is balance to be had here in a connection. Excuse me. And you might be fearing something here about it. And maybe because you experience a lot of pain here. It may be in this connection or in another connection. And maybe we have 3 cups here. Maybe this connection has, I don't know, like you might feel like you haven't been a priority here. Okay. And if it's not connection, like I said, maybe you feel like you've been let down by experience here and going down a path, and you're wanting to find balance, but you've experienced pain and suffering, so now you don't trust to let go. The Hanged Man. So this is where we need to see things from a different perspective in order to gain a new perspective, okay? And this is a period of limbo where there is no movement. And maybe you feel like Spirit hasn't moved things forward for you. And we see the sun here in the background, or at least it feels like the sun. And look how much larger the sun is than this Hanged Man. So Spirit is saying, Spirit has more impact in your situation. Spirit has more control here in what's happening, that you are not able to do something here outside of your own control, controlling an outcome. And this is done this way on purpose. So do not get frustrated. And if things feel upside down, it is for a reason here, okay? So maybe you're needing to hear this, why you feel stuck, or maybe why things aren't happening. And it's almost like you're screaming to the universe, like, now's time. I want to see something here. And this is ego. Okay, this is ego when we're telling the universe, I think it's time. Well, how do you know it's time? Universe knows when it's time for the beginning. Universe knows when it's time for things to shift. Universe knows when it's time for the gift to unfold. Okay, so let's pull some more, because I feel like maybe you've been, I don't know, challenged with Spirit here, and you feel like Spirit's left you hanging in some way. Gifts and give. So I think Spirit wants you to continue giving, okay? I feel like you're in a situation here where maybe you feel like giving up. So Spirit's saying, don't give up. Keep giving. You are transforming here. Be persistent. Be dedicated. Okay, watch what you intake here, because if you intake information or something here that makes you doubt, or makes you feel more devilly, or makes you feel more in ego, then you start to go down that path and you start to have doubt here. So yeah, I don't know. I feel there's something coming through with communication as well, with Mercury and messages. And I don't know, maybe you feel like you haven't been given a message, or you're not knowing what you're supposed to be doing here. So you're waiting for a message. And Spirit's saying, just trust it's safe to fall, that the message will come as it needs to come here. You'll get information as you need to know it. And that's what this key is, okay? When you need to know it, it's going to come. So Spirit, what am I missing? What am I missing here for pile 2? We have the Knight of Cups. Okay, this is the Knight in shining armor coming in with the cup of love, extending a cup of love. So I don't know. I feel like maybe you have not yet seen this message come in, this message of love, this cup of love. Okay, you've experienced sadness. You've experienced, like 5 of Cups. You haven't experienced maybe someone coming forward expressing emotion here. Okay, and this is maybe how it's tied to 1 in some way. So I do feel like there's an energy here with 1. And I feel like 1, if you're resonating with this, I feel like someone is coming in here to express emotions, which might have been taking a very long time here, okay? And so, yeah, Queen of Cups. I feel this is your energy. Your energy is coming through as this Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, beautiful Queen of Cups, who is someone who is giving, loving, compassionate. Okay, look, giving, coming through very strong. I feel like you are a gift here. Okay, but I feel like maybe you have not been gifted emotions and love. You haven't been gifted to, especially if you've been withheld from love. Okay, so I feel like there's a need for you to trust what's happening in your environment. Okay, especially with free spirit. This is being receptive, being open, not fearing that something won't happen or has not happened yet. Therefore, it cannot happen, or has not gone in the direction you were wanting or needing. We have the Star, hope, keeping hope alive. Okay, this is our dreams, our wishes being fulfilled. Something that we saw as a distant desire, there's hope for a distant, or there's hope for a desire that might have seemed distant at some point in time. Okay, because the Star is all about us getting our wish. This is all about healing. So there is healing happening here, okay? And things happen the way they happen in order for there to be further healing. But I feel like Spirit doesn't want you to lose hope. And I feel like with the I remember, like, you might have been just really losing hope here, okay? Follow your heart. That's what this is. So if you need to express love, show love. If you need to be compassionate, be compassionate. If you have a desire and a hope, follow that desire and a hope. Do not resist and fight it. Do not stay in devil energy and fight it. Okay, King of Cups. Look how beautiful. The King and the Queen of Cups. Divine counterparts. These are the most loving counterparts you can get in the tarot, because these are all talking about our feelings or emotions. These are emotionally mature King and Queen who have deep love for each other and know how to support love, know how to give and receive love. Okay, so this is very beautiful energy I'm feeling here. This is the Lovers. This is divine counterparts. This is the destined, fated partnership I'm feeling here. This is maybe what you're, I don't know, seeing as a future potential here, and maybe you've given up on this, but I feel it's certainly something that's coming in here for you, pile 2. The Five of Swords, yeah, because things have been Five of Swords. And it's interesting, pile 1, we had a forward-facing Three of Swords that looked almost identical, but this sword ripped down through the center of this, I don't know, this person. So I feel like you might have been involved in someone who has been Five of Swords. And so upside down, again, like I said, things aren't where they're at. Things are upside down. People are sabotaging. You don't know what the truth is. And it's very hurtful. Okay, and when this happens, we pull away. We want to cut cords. We no longer want to be involved. We no longer want to give. We no longer want to be compassionate. And so there's a need to heal with the Four of Swords. This is the star energy. Need to heal, need to reflect. Because if someone isn't standing in truth, if someone is standing in a lie or an illusion, we don't understand it. We start to lose hope. We start to not see a vision here. And I feel like there was a vision or an understanding that you had, that you understood something. But I also feel like there's a need for you to stand true to your heart, okay? For you to stand true in your core value of what you believe to be true here, despite what you might be seeing on the outside. And we have the Chariot, things moving forward. This is all about balance, okay? This is integrating shadow with light energy in order to move forward. And so when we're in partnerships here that seem like self-sabotage, that seem to be going very, very wrong, it is where we're doing a lot of healing in order for us to integrate shadow sides of ourselves so that we can come together as balanced partners that can love each other and be there for each other and give to each other, okay, as a gift of the universe. I feel like you're being gifted a gift here, pile 2. And I feel like it's been a long time coming, and I feel like you might have lost hope here. Okay, you lost hope in either somebody coming forward with expressing themselves, and somebody who has not been showing up, somebody who has been sabotaging and causing all sorts of pain here. So I feel like there is movement, and I don't feel like you see it, and I feel like you've been topsy-turvy, and I feel like you might have felt like you were in someone's game. Maybe you felt like, I don't know, like this checkered board, like it was a game, or like, and it's all wavy, so didn't matter what you did or do. It just seemed like it wasn't turning out and you weren't sure what to do. So you'd hang on tighter, or you felt bound by something. And so Spirit is saying it is safe to fall. It's safe to trust that things will be moving forward, but we need to give it to the universe to make the stars align here. Okay, so I think you were needing to hear this, pile 2, and so that's your message. I'm going to pull just some guidance then. What are you supposed to be doing here? Because I don't know, other than letting go and trusting the universe, I feel you've done all that you can do. So spirits, and the fact that we have messages and we were seeing that Knight of Cups, I feel like you're definitely having someone come forward here expressing something, okay? That might have not have happened. Yes, Wheel of Fortune. This is this destiny fated path. As my email confirms, this is also Chariot, moving forward, being balanced, staying in the upright so things can move forward. Very fated. Knight of Swords. So that came out in pile 1, because I feel like there's an honest truth coming forward here for you that is kind of making the wheel turn. The destined sort of event, I feel, that's supposed to happen here, which is a truth being communicated, which is someone coming forward with truth. That might have been quite painful because maybe it's taken a long time in order to have a new beginning, in order for things to flow. The Four of Cups. So, yes, I feel like you've been in a situation where you might have felt very rejected. And for some of you guys might now be rejecting someone because you've experienced a Five of Swords and a Five of Cups with this person or this situation. So it's easier to reject or deny or not get involved, want to cut cords and say it kind of is what it is here. But Spirit is reminding you, you're a beautiful Queen of Cups who will continue to give out of an unconditional place of love. Okay, because there is a truth in your heart that understands something that is fated and destined to happen here. And this is not saying that we allow people to treat us in ways that aren't fair or makes us feel like we aren't valued in any way. But this is telling you that when we're acting from a place of love, we understand where people have their own challenges, where people might not be able to express themselves, where people might be self-sabotaging in ways. It isn't a direct result of them wanting malicious intent on us or causing hurt on us. It's just how this person might need to work on their own fear, their own shadows, integrating their own darkness in order for them to come forward with some sort of bravery of truth. Okay, but I do feel like wherever there was rejection, wherever there was I feel a pissed off energy here to the universe, because I feel like maybe you are upset about something. The universe is saying, please trust in me. Please trust in me, my child, that I have your back, that I am guiding things, that you don't need to be held back, that you don't need to not give love, that you don't need to restrain yourself, that you don't need to withhold love, that you don't need to do anything different other than allow yourself to safely fall, because I got you. Okay, so this is what Spirit wants to show you. Just trust with the star that what you're hoping for is fated to happen here. Okay, so it's going to happen in divine timing, not ego timing. And to stay consistent, okay, that you will achieve what you want if you're consistent and support your core value here. Just be mindful of what you tell yourself. Be mindful of what you're pulling in. If it's not information that's helping, if you're not in line with what's helping this move forward, what you're doing or saying or acting, it needs to be in line with what you already know is going to unfold. So if we start saying, well, it's not going to happen anyway, so we just do the opposite, then we're telling the universe we don't want it. So we keep acting in line with us knowing something is unfolding here. We continue to shine. We continue to give. We continue to do stuff that's aligned with receiving. Okay, even though we might not be there yet. So this is what I see. This is your advice / your message. I hope this resonated for you guys. It is beautiful. And have a very nice Christmas. If I don't see you then, I might. I think I will record tomorrow. But for those of you guys that I don't see, have a beautiful, happy holidays. Merry Christmas. And I will see you soon. Bye-bye. Hello, my beautiful pile 3. You picked card 20 with tender trust, beloved body, and this serpent. I feel a tie to 1, okay? And I only felt that when I was reading 1. I do feel like 1 could be connected in some way, right? Only if you felt called to do this. But I feel like there is a beautiful energy coming through here, okay? I feel like you are someone who might have struggled maybe either, I don't know if it's so much self-confidence or like trusting or knowing that you deserve to be happy here. And I feel like maybe there was a magical idea of something that you could have or that you was for everybody else, but maybe that you couldn't get or make happen in this world. And so maybe something you weren't sure how to manifest here in this real world. And I feel like you're about to be blessed with something that's going to come from your mind, from your magical mind, of something you could dream into reality. Okay, I feel like there's something here that you might have thought not possible for you. And I think it's taking a lot of I don't know, like this just feels like a miracle. And I feel like you've been healing, you've been changing, you've been shedding, you've been trying to find sort of truth within yourself here. And I feel like what you're going to see in front of you in the physical world is the magic that you felt. Could either not be yours or could potentially be yours in a future distant, faraway place. But I feel like you are being gifted this in front of you, okay? And for some of you guys, there might be something here that you're going to pull off that I don't think you were thinking you were able to pull off. And it's taken a lot of work on self in order to get to this sort of point in time. Okay, so this is what I have coming up with this card in this serpent. Rebirth here, healing, wisdom. So what I asked Spirit was, what's this immediate message for you guys? Okay, what does Spirit want you to know? And I've not looked at the oracle cards. This is an immediate message, and I do ask that you use your intuition, what you will see, feel, or hear, to determine whether or not this message is for you. So let us take a look and see what we have. We have stand firm in the eye of the storm, eclipse in Scorpio, regeneration. That is definitely this. 32, or the number 5. 5 is all about change, challenge, struggle. I do feel like you guys have been through some stormy situations here, trying to persevere through the storm. We have Amanita with expanded awareness, card 16 or number 7. Wow, expanded awareness. We have the summoner. So this is the oracle, the intuitive oracle. Use your intuition. What you will see here that you can intuit something that comes to you. This looks like she's releasing this bird. It says, the summoner, 49, affirmation. I ask for what I want because I deserve to get it. Yes, this is this confidence about you getting something here that I feel you really want. Card 13, that is this, okay? 13 is all about transformation, death, challenge, change. I'm going to, yeah, there's a liberation here. It's also giving me Phoenix energy. Confidence. Morning dew, 26, or the number 8. What stillness does the silence of one's steadiness bring? Guide, the illuminated path, 21, or the number 3. Look at, she's illuminating her own pathway with her hand. We have the first house with arrival. This is all about self, appearances, beginnings, the body. Okay, I feel there's something here about confidence and maybe appearances, or maybe you have lacked doing, pulling something off here, or having it in you to pull something off. Identity, the approach to life here, okay? I'm feeling heavy Aries energy. I'm also feeling heavy Earth energy. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And we have sixth house with sustainability, 44. So this is all about health, fitness, analytical nature, work habits, organization, sense of usefulness, the service. Okay, so something, yeah, coming through quite heavily about body. Teacher awakens with Mary Magdalene. You have something important to share. Follow the inner call. Don't let anything stop you. Yeah, she's not going to let anything stop her from her path here. Burial ground. She experienced something in the past here that is needing to be put behind you. So we have self-care. We have focus on one thing at a time. I'll put that there because I don't think we're going to have a lot of room. And we have use your words. We have portal. Doors are opening. You decide. Rewards and wild card. Wow. We have abundance. Card number 1. All this fish is giving me Pisces. Abundance. We have 35, healing with nature. Your soul yearns to be outside in nature around the healing waters, flowers, and trees. Oh, beautiful. Number 8. And then we have lay of the land, ancestral wisdom. Wisdom's all about this serpent here. Card 34, or the number 7, ancestral wisdom. We have keep going. It may feel as though you've been on this path or journey for so long, and you may even wonder if you're making any progress towards your dreams. This message is a loving reminder for you to keep going. You're almost there. I feel this is the gist of this whole reading here for you guys. And then we have the 9th house, which says, as if it or they came from all there is, the philosophies and laws involved, and do it in a big way. Oh my goodness. The 9th house is all about travel, wisdom, philosophy, higher education, religion, relations, learning, ethics. Okay, so this is very strong energy. I think you guys have been challenged with something you're trying to overcome here, okay? It could certainly be in your health. It could be an addiction. It could be something here that I feel you've been trying to shake off. And it could be pains that you've suffered in the past or that you've been carrying with you. And it's impacting how you show up in the world. It's impacting your confidence. It's impacting what you think you deserve for yourself. And maybe what you've allowed for yourself, what you've allowed to receive for yourself. And maybe because based on your experience, you kind of maybe felt like you only deserved to have a certain sort of outcome for you, or that you weren't worthy of something that you are worthy of, or you weren't confident enough to go after what you want here. But I feel like Spirit is saying this difficult point in time that you've experienced here has been so challenging, and Spirit sees that this has been so challenging, and that you are now in a point here where you're headed to is great abundance. Where you're headed to is you're passing this eye of the storm that's been very challenging for you, towards a new beginning, towards what this morning do. It's like being reborn in I just heard in heaven in some way, because I feel like what you're walking into is a heavenly magical place that I don't think you've experienced here. I feel there's a blessing falling from heaven here, okay, for you. And so I think that there's something very important here that you're having to engage with this thing, because I feel like there's some lesson you learned or are learning that you're needing to bring forward in this new experience, okay? Like, you have something important to share. Follow the inner call. Don't let anything stop you. I feel like there's a vision of something that you were pulling off, or seeing yourself as pulling off. And so I feel like you're kind of at the final stretch of having to do this, and not giving up on yourself, in order to keep some sort of truth here, rather than forgetting about the truth. Like embrace, I think, something that's happened here, and bring it into where you're headed, so that we don't forget what has happened here, but it gives us strength to know where we're going. Yeah, I kind of feel like everything that's happened has served you, for you to know where you're headed, is now serving you in way of a light from an experience that you had, so that it can guide you in the right direction of where you're supposed to go. And so maybe you've been playing very small, and maybe you've been very concerned with how you could pull something off, or how other people would perceive you. And so you refuse to allow yourself on some sort of level to attain great abundance, or to ask for what you want, or to live towards what you want, or to move towards what you want, or to accept something here that I feel is coming for you. But now I feel like there's an energy here, Spirit is showing with this expanded awareness, that you hold the power here to grab this blessing, okay? Like, this blessing is coming for you whether you like it or not. whether you feel you deserve it or not. And so you might feel almost like you don't know what to do with it, or like you will fumble it, or like you might screw it up like maybe you did in the past. This is all kind of coming through as something that you experienced in the past that you might not want to project into the future, but that you want to hold as an experience so that you can more appreciate kind of what you're experiencing now. But with this focus at one thing at a time, it's like maybe it is difficult for you to embrace some sort of blessing here. And I am getting something to do with your inability, maybe in a physical capacity to do something, or you felt physically impossible, like your body wasn't up to it, or your mind wasn't up to it, or you were exhausted, or you just physically couldn't. But I feel like Spirit is saying that you can. That maybe an old energy here of something that you might have had to bury behind you, of a way of being here, can easily be solved with self-care, with some focus, with some wisdom, healing yourself through nature, allowing this abundance, because I feel this abundance will allow you to heal. Accepting this abundance is going to allow you to move forward, walking towards what you feel maybe you're not deserving of in some way, because maybe you feel you're not capable of, or you're able to nurture or do what you're supposed to do. Know that you are. Know that you could sustain this. So you do deserve what you're going to get here, and to keep going and to trust that the more you feel you deserve it, the more you will embrace it, the more abundance will come of it. So there's a need to use words here. And I feel like what the words is more you telling yourself that you are deserving, telling yourself that the miracles and the blessings are coming for you, and that when they do come for you, that you are to be honest. Because I feel like the honesty here might be you shying away, feeling like maybe you have to do something differently that in order to welcome this, or be someone you're not in order to welcome this, but you don't have to. That you are exactly the person deserving of this, that what you have experienced and who you are, and the challenges you have, is why you're experiencing this, is why you're deserving of this, is why this is happening. It's not why you shouldn't deserve this, or why you're not ready, or why you're, I don't know, it's like a blessing that wants to come into your life and your world here, that maybe you aren't being honest with yourself, thinking that you deserve or are ready for. So you do deserve this. There's a need to be aware of this, and a need to know that the more aware you are that you deserve this, the more in line with the path you walk, the closer you get to that magical opening and that threshold of abundance. Okay, that the past is the past, that you have experienced stormy weather here, but you can leave the parts of the past that stay in the past, and for your future self, you can focus on taking care of yourself. You can nurture yourself. You can use this experience as abundance. You can use this as a teaching experience here for you and others around you. This is a teaching experience, not one that we should hide or be ashamed of, or say we need to rid ourselves of something. We do not need to rid ourselves of something. This is the experience. This is the same snake. It's gone through the same experiences. It just shed what it no longer needed in order to have new skin. So we're asking Spirit for a clear and concise message here. What am I missing for pile 3? What does pile 3 need to know here, right now, this immediate message from Spirit? Anything else I am missing? We have the Hangman, which is Pisces energy. We have the Fool. Spirit, clear and concise message. We have the 9 of Wands for pile 3. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message. And thank you so much, pile 3, for allowing me to tap into your energy and the energy around you at this time. I'm truly blessed. We have the 2 of Wands. I do believe this fell in the exact same spot for pile 1. 2 of Pentacles, or the 2 of Spheres, also came out for pile 1. I feel a connection here to 1. And what else do we have? And 6 of Pentacles also came out for pile 1. And 2 of Swords Okay, 2, 2, 2. So 2s are all about partnership. 2s are about balance. 2s are about choices, decisions. Okay, so there might be a decision we're having to make here that we might be indecisive or not acting. And I feel like maybe we haven't been because we don't feel the confidence, or we feel like we don't have it in us or something. I'm seeing, sorry, this is coming through, and this came through one of my other readings, and I don't know if it's because I saw this morning, but I'm seeing a lot of chemtrails coming through here. Chemtrails is something happening, and I saw outside chemtrails. Take that as confirmation for someone who's watching this video, but yeah, chemtrails is still coming through, because I feel there's a poison here, and I feel like the poison here is the poisonous thing that's falling in our mind, that we believe a poison here that's been poisoning us. And for some of you guys, like I said, it could be physically poisoning ourselves, because maybe there is an addiction here we're working on and it's taking a toll on ourselves. I feel like so there's some sort of poison that's coming, that has been in our environment, that has been surrounding us, that has been feeding us poison. So we sit indecisive, we sit inactive, we don't have confidence to move towards the wand and make the decision, the choice that we're supposed to be making. And so we don't know how to prioritize. We have an imbalance, we go back and forth, we sit kind of idle, we stay stagnant. Okay, but there's a need to gain a greater perspective here with the Hangman. This is enlightenment, this is expanded awareness. This is where we can see things differently, okay? And I think what we're seeing differently here is that life is about taking a chance and a risk, and knowing that just like everyone else, we're deserving of experiencing love, contentment, joy, abundance. And if we want to experience it in this lifetime, we have to be ready to make that decision and that choice. Okay, and so I feel like the Nine of Wands here is showing me someone who is very resilient, someone who's gone through a storm, someone who has gone through a spiritual battle, the spiritual warrior who has gone through battle, who has been hurt and might be very defensive. Okay, but there is a need here to bring balance, to allow ourselves to receive, to allow ourselves to give and receive in a balanced way, so that we can have reciprocity and we can expand. Okay, and we might have been resisting. And maybe outrightly, we might have not have been resisting in a way that we were conscious of, maybe. But I feel like use your words, because if we're not saying something, something could be assumed. So use your words. If you're wanting something to come in, your body language here is resisting. You're subconsciously resisting. So there's a need to use words, okay, where we might have been idle, where we might have been stagnant, where we might have not have been able to decide here, where we might have not have taken some sort of leap, where we might be defensive and guarded because we've been through a battle, or we're defeating something here. I feel like we're going through a battle here, okay, and you might be feeling like you're facing this alone, and maybe you are facing this alone, but you're never really truly alone, because Spirit has your back. And you're only alone if you resist and push people away. But I feel like you're facing something here, or going into battle, or battling something. And I don't know, maybe you feel like you got to battle this before you can accept abundance, or you got to win or conquer this thing before you're able to allow abundance or happiness to come into your life. And Spirit's saying, no, you don't. Okay, that you can still take care of yourself and allow whatever to fall off, but keep moving forward here in this opportunity, because I feel you're being blessed with something here that you might be resisting, that you might feel not confident enough to pursue here. Okay, so let's pull some more. Spirit, am I missing anything? What is this message for pile 3 all about? What does pile 3 need to know? What are they unclear about that I have not yet communicated in this reading that they need to hear immediately, right here, right now? Thank you, Spirit. And thank you so much, pile 3, for allowing me to tap into your energy. I'm truly blessed. All right, so quite a bit coming through for you. What do we have? 6 of Swords. I'm reading them all in the upright. Okay, this is coming out of the storm. This is onto calmer waters. This is where we were mentally burdened. where we had a difficult time in our life, but we want to move to calmer waters where it's peaceful, where it's calm, where we deserve to have peace and calmness. 10 of Wands, yeah, because it's a heavy energy here, okay? You're burdened. Maybe you're carrying a very heavy burden because you come from a burdened place. You feel like you're bringing a burden of sorts, okay? So you feel this heaviness. And so I feel like this heaviness is going away. You just need to keep going. This heaviness will fall away. This is something of your past that will fall away, that you don't need to hang on to. Use it as a guiding light. You don't need to forget what you've gone through here, but don't allow it to burden you so heavily that you don't move forward and make decisions. The Emperor, yes, time to make decisions, time to empower yourself, time to do what's best for you and for others around you in choosing what's right, because the Emperor always chooses the right thing to do. This is divine masculine energy, okay? This could also be ego, and we were getting first house, which is ego driven because it's self and appearances. So we might be very concerned in how we look because of a burden we carry. So there's a need here to bring ourselves into justice. We saw that 6 of Pentacles. This is this card with justice, because it's all about balance. And we saw one hand kind of more impressed than the other. So I feel like dark and light, balance and integration, finding some sort of justice for ourselves where we might have suffered, because I feel like there's been suffering here. And so there is no need to continue suffering. There's a way to integrate the parts of yourself you're not proud of here into whatever the situation is. There's no need to deny yourself blessings and love. Move towards happy times here. 7 of Wands. This is, you have the 9 of Wands, which is the wounded warrior, but someone who is resilient. This is also someone resilient, someone who has, who can stand their ground. Someone who is standing on higher elevated ground, able to fight for what they want here, okay? So if you've been defensive, there is no need to be defensive. You are on a higher ground. You are capable here of getting what you want. And maybe you felt like you didn't have enough energy to fight for something here, or to be deserving of something that you believe to be true, and you certainly do. It's coming in for you to bring balance. Justice. King of Wands. This is very, very much like this Emperor, okay? Aries, Leo, Sag energy, and Libra here. This is someone who has the confidence. So I feel like you haven't had the confidence, and you might not have had confidence because you've been burdened with something here that you've been struggling with. And I feel it's in a physical way, okay? Because you've suffered some sort of challenge. You've suffered maybe some sort of addiction. You've suffered some sort of sadness, some sort of suffering here that left you feeling very stuck, and maybe in a mental prison of sorts that you needed to escape. So we have the Knight of Pentacles. This is all about forward movement, steady but surely, and maybe something's gone very, very slow, but there's a need to have a forward movement here, to know that there's something of abundance, something of potential, something that could be manifested if we keep going. Okay, it's going to take some time here, but I feel like this is a very dedicated knight that keeps going despite what maybe he's been challenged and faced with. That's that 9 of Wands energy, a warrior spirit. 7 of Swords, yes. So, sabotage energy, not being honest, not speaking a truth, hanging on to a lie. And I feel like the lie we're hanging on to was when we were telling ourselves, I deserve to stay in suffering in some way. I can't bring justice into a situation because I might have too much dark shadow. I deserve pain in some way. I deserve to be burdened, or I have too much burden to be loved. I have too much burden to find balance in my life. So we're telling ourselves that, and we hold on to it. And I feel like the back is turned here because maybe we don't realize we're doing this. It's such a subtle way. You know, it could be such a subtle voice we have inside ourselves that we might not know we're carrying an untruth. And so it keeps us in pain and suffering. And it keeps us in an energy here that is not allowing things to be open and exposed. We're under the radar. We don't enjoy what we're supposed to. But I feel like what Spirit's really talking to me about is, despite all this, you're being blessed with something coming for you. And it's great abundance. And I think it's going to be right in front of you. And I don't think you're going to believe it, because I feel like you've been really almost feeling like you're not deserving of something here. And you feel like there's something about your confidence you're needing to work on before you think this blessing will come in, or before you think, I don't know, like you need some sort of healing or some sort of wisdom here to look and appear a certain way before you're able to enjoy life. And that is not true at all. Yeah, almost like you need to focus on one thing at a time. Like, I need to deal with this before I can enjoy myself. I need to deal with that before I can move on to this. It's like Spirit is saying, by the time we do this, you're going to be, you know, faced with missing time where you could be enjoying abundance right now. It's not something for a distant future. It's something for you to enjoy right now. Balance. Okay, this is not balance. Balance is taking things in, allowing us to take the light with the dark, so we're not just suffering. Yeah, movement. I feel there is movement, and I feel this is success. Okay, and this is integrating the shadow. That's what the Chariot is, the light and the dark. Integrating the shadow. I think you've had a very difficult time integrating your shadow. Pile number 3. So you think you're deserving of pain, or you think you need to do something beforehand, like deal with the shadow completely, rid yourself of shadow, or be a different person, or do something different. And Spirit is saying, no, be who you are. The shadow is who you are. It's a part of you. And it doesn't mean you are your actions. At one point, you might be doing different actions. But your past or your present, you can integrate this shadow side of yourself and still be able to move forward, still be victorious, still come forward here with the truth to enjoy the light, because you don't need to sit in darkness until the darkness is completely gone or eradicated, or that you need to be a warrior with an untruth here saying you need to defeat some sort of darkness or rid yourself of some darkness before you could take action. That is not true. You just need to acknowledge the darkness within you. You need to acknowledge the parts of yourself that maybe you're not proud of, or the heaviness you carry, and say, I carry this, but I move forward and I bring the light in me as well, because I don't deserve to sit in suffering. I deserve my blessing. I deserve abundance. I deserve this magic. I deserve to walk through this threshold. I deserve to heal this way. And this is where the healing happens. Okay, the true healing happens when we step forward, not where we sit in past pains, trying to resolve it in the dark. Because I feel we need to keep stepping forward. The path is illuminated. Okay, I'm going to pull final words here for you. Pile number 3. Spirit, beautiful message for 3. Can we get guidance then? What does 3 need to know right here, right now? What's going to help them put their mind at ease? Something they're needing to hear right here, right now. Guidance for 3. That's going to help them. The Fool. Take that jump. Take that risk. Don't be restricted. Your actions, what you're doing that you might feel is in the shadow or destructive, or has you held back, or has you appearing a certain way, should not hold you back from taking a leap of faith towards what you're about to explore here, okay? Because the Fool is all about a new beginning and exploring with no limitation. 8 of Swords. Yes, free yourself from your own mental prison. You're your own limiter, okay? You're causing limitation by what you're telling yourself. And I feel like what you're telling yourself is words that aren't aligned with the truth, because you believe something to be limiting. You believe something to be restricting. You believe your physical ailment, or your, I don't know, it's like appearance, or your way of being, or something about you, or your lack of confidence, or something of what you've done in the past, or how your pain is holding you back or down, or not allowing you to have a new beginning and exploring something beautiful, is all a mental limitation. It doesn't exist. Pile number 3. You're only holding yourself back. It doesn't feel good. 9 of Wands. This is, again, I said the wounded warrior, but the 9 of Wands has energy still left to move forward. And I feel like we saw the 10 of Wands, which comes after this 9. It's like at any point with the 10 of Wands, it's like it's the straw that broke the camel's back. The burden is so heavy we can't no more. But with the 9, we still have 1 wand. So I feel like what Spirit is saying is you can go down a path and have this heavy burden where everything will kind of fall apart eventually. Okay, if we remain in an 8 of Swords, eventually everything falls apart. We try carrying a burden that becomes too heavy. And so Spirit is saying you're at this pivotal point. I think you're at a threshold here with this 9 of Wands. You have 1 wand left in you, and that wand Wands all about passion, desire, inspiration. One wand is the wand of inspiration to take action. And I think you're being called to take action with the Emperor. And the action is walk to the threshold. Don't stay in the suffering. Don't stay in what you've already experienced. Don't stay in a held back limitation. Use this one wand to come out of your guarded stance. Because you've experienced some pain here, but you still have one wand left to chase up on something here that I feel you really want. Don't be limited. Be free. Jump into it. Explore this new beginning. And I feel you're going to be very surprised with the abundance and the blessings that are coming to you. Trust in your leap. Trust that just because you've experienced something that has been painful, that you're not doomed to have pain for the rest of your existence until you clear something out. Okay, that this is going to show you self-care and self-love. That jumping forward with no limitations is showing yourself healing, is showing yourself self-love, is being honest with truth, is allowing yourself to let blessings in now, not focused on just dealing with shadow sides of self. So there's a regeneration here, and I feel like the regeneration is you being birthed into this beautiful blessing, and Spirit is bestowing upon you this beautiful blessing that I feel you're supposed to be exploring here. Ancestral wisdom. It's like there is a knowing here that what you've experienced in your lifetime is needed for you to guide your future, so that you know your path. You know where you've been, so you know where you're going. You're not going to repeat certain things because you've already learned your lesson. Okay, so you are going to be moving forward here, and I do hope you have the confidence to trust yourself here. You have a beautiful energy. I love this energy. I wish I could stay in this energy forever. The only challenge here is your own self-speak. Okay, so maybe you need to learn this. This is all about lessons. The universe wants to share blessings with you. Pile number 3. All right, so I love you very much. I hope this resonated for you. Let me know in the comments how this resonated. And I wish you guys a very Merry Christmas. If I don't talk to you soon, then I will see you later. Bye.